This video is sponsored by you. Links for the channel are in the description, along with the Discord, and also by my friend. No, this is not a sponsor, I'm not being paid, this is out the goodness of my own heart. If you like Uma Musume and TTRPGs, my friend at Nile Games have made an entire system that very accurately translates Uma into tabletop. You can find it on itch.io at the link in the description. It has like 60 skills and a free map track, as well as being easy to learn but a lot of depth to master. Check it out. Hello there, Arknights' most hated YouTuber here, finally returning from exams. At long last, Titi is playable. I will not beat around the bush, her E2 art makes me come violently. Call me Genshin Impact the way I'm going to whitewash her, if you know what I'm saying. Some straight up fire hydrant in a GTA when you run over it with a car activity. However, unfortunately, despite the fact she makes so much blood rush to my cock that I pass out, you should very much skip her. The issue is on two layers. The first is the giant unemployed man-shaped figure in the room. The Wang and Ch'en banner should come in around a month from now in late July, and Wang is straight up just a Wishadel but better, while Ch'en is also an amazing unit, introducing HP % damage to the game. So immediately it doesn't matter how good Titi is, you should save for Wang and Ch'en to begin with. The second layer is that Titi herself is also just nothing special. She's good, don't get me wrong, she can perform, but she's not quite up to snuff. When it comes to incantation medics, Ridalter is still generally superior. When it comes to healing, Monster, Harukai, Alter, and Lumen are also still generally better. Finally, when it comes to stall, Tragodia is still obviously better. Skill 1 is the first skill in her kit. You can use it for Skill 2 is a neat little thing. Imagine Enchinchilla Skill 2, but it puts enemies to sleep and deals damage to them, in a 3x3 around herself and the operator with the lowest HP in range. This is where we have to talk about sleep. Sleep has always been kind of a meme status ailment, and that is for the simple fact that it is in basically every single way that matters literally just stun but worse. Sleep stops the enemy from moving, stops them from committing any action, but also makes them invulnerable and untargetable by ally operators for the duration. You can immediately tell why this is bad. Stalling is valuable in this game because it acts as a damage multiplier. You may not think of it like that at first, but if you double the time the enemy spends in the range of your damage dealer, you've doubled your damage. It is why operators like Tragodia are so insanely good. They can be, at times, infinite damage multipliers by way of infinite stalling. Sleep does not let you do this, you cannot attack the enemy, so the main appeal and main function of stall as a damage multiplier is not possible with sleep, unless of course you are using sleep attackers like Arato. But the unfortunate truth is that none of them are actually all that good, making stall through sleep just not ever worth it. In other words, generally, sleep only has 3 real use cases: giving time to charge skills, giving time to charge event or map gimmicks, and grouping enemies together. All use cases stun is strictly superior at. However, is this truly still the case for Titi? Yes, it is. She does not actually fix any of Sleep's issues, because if you did that, you'd just circle back to having stun again. Through her talents, she can attack sleeping enemies, but functionally this is still just worse stun. While I would let her have her way with me while I'm asleep, this is not the best strategy in the field of combat. But okay, sometimes sleep in particular can be situationally useful, and Titi is the best sleep staller in the game by a long mile, given it's not like she has much competition, but still. How actually good that role is, I will leave it as an exercise for the viewer. Skill 3 is her DPS skill. In the grand scheme of things, with people like Exialter in the game, Titi is not gonna be boss killing, but compared to Ridalter, she is quite better when you look purely at the damage numbers. How this skill works is she gets an attack buff, attacks to enemies, puts non-sleeping enemies to sleep for 5 seconds when attacking them, and enemies that wake up will take a bunch of damage and put enemies near them to sleep for 5 seconds as well. The status ailment billiards here would be interesting if it wasn't sleep, but there's another fact. Any operator that would be killed will instead be put to sleep, like fucking Jeff the Killer. Then they will slowly regenerate their HP and wake up. While asleep, this operator can't do anything, including blocking. There is an interesting little gimmick you can pull off with this. Let's say you take a very low HP operator, like an E0 level 1 Savage, because God knows none of you built her, and you slap her in front of Patriot. Of course, Savage will immediately and promptly be separated on a molecular level, but with Titi there, she will instead be put to sleep and healed. Now, since her HP is so low, they will be healed back to full right away and can block again. Then the cycle repeats. It means you can keep any enemy blocked for the duration of Titi Skill 3 with the help of a random bomb in your account. This sounds cool until I bring your attention to the fact that Tragodia Skill 3 is still superior. Even if you did go out of your way to do this with Titi Skill 3, all you've achieved is a Cage of Chaos from Temu. Tragodia Skill 3 on its own already spawns in a blocker and stops enemies from getting through it. So, with this Titi Skill 3 tech, you've just achieved Tragodia Skill 3, but with double the squad slots. About Tragodia though, there is setups where you can keep enemies permanently stalled using both Tragodia and Titi, where the paralysis and the sleep together make it so the Cages of Chaos can't be broken, depending on the enemy's attack speed. In the end, Titi is an objectively solid unit, not as solid as she makes me, but all in all a perfectly average unit for 2026 Year 8 standards, that is unfortunately never worth rolling under any circumstance, especially the circumstance in which Wang is the next banner. Her kit pretty distinctly lacks some of the sauce that units like Nasty, Silver Shelter or Ch'en 3 have, or even predecessors like Ridalter. And by the way, am I too woke if I point out that in a sea of insanely powerful, creative, and intricate 6-stars, the one with the underwhelming kit is the dark-skinned one? Am I the friend that's too woke if I say that I don't want to sound like one of those Twitter users? And that's all. Max out your Gummy. Bye. Welcome to the outro. This is where we serve the outro. Hot, cold, fresh, iced, straight out the oven. Thank you for watching, and in particular, thank you to the members: Nanneko, Mr. Lair, Efram, Mr. Lazy Lemon, Bar22X, Camilo Gucial, Viper Sushi, Lozu, Nega PXL, Francisco Nunez, Solar Light Era, Yuzu Ocha, Klein, Noel Runes, Kindred 2, Lizard King, Ascended Azan, Demotic, Astronomer's Link, Delano Chef, Cincentuna, Ilio, Living Shadow, Crinon Box, Daivio, Swam Ninja, Apollo T, QX102, Dejan Raptor, Sain Shinjaku, Never Far Off, The Phoenix, Nupo, Nebiko, Selfer 7, Shiro Dezu, Cransing Peppers, Shadow Vares, Sebistum, Sankenshi, Chromolacham 5, QTZK, Junski Shipper, Camon Hiran, Larmendra, Yuvune, King of Harems, and that guy with 2 names. That's all.